This video would be useful for you if you are an MBA who is curious to know about the role of a brand manager in an FMCG company. By the end of this video, you would know exactly what a brand manager does, and if you would be happy being one. To understand the context where a brand manager fits in, let's imagine the CEO of Hindustan Unilever. When he would look at the profit and loss statement of HUL, he would see the revenue flowing in from various brands like Quality Walls, Vaseline, Lifebuoy, Pond's, etc. As a CEO, one of his tasks is to increase the total revenue of the company, which means increasing revenue from each brand. However, each brand is very different from the other, and is catering to different needs of different consumers. So, he appoints a brand manager for each brand, and gives them the responsibility to ensure the sales of that brand. For instance, the brand manager of Dove would be responsible for the revenue generated by his brand at the end of a financial year. If it is less than the target, it straight away reflects in the final profit and loss statement of the company, hence will be questioned on that. To achieve sales targets, a brand manager has the liberty to play with anything amongst product, price, place, proposition, promotion, packaging, etc. However, the number of P's in your purview would be different in different companies. To understand the profile in detail, let's take an example of noodles. Suppose you are the brand manager of Maggi, and your objective is to achieve a sales target of 1,000 rupees in 1 year, using a budget of 500 rupees. You start by doing market research, which includes analyzing competitor strategy in terms of product, price, place, promotion, any new consumer behavior trends, your previous year's activity impact, etc. Based on this, you decide the activities which you will do. For instance, introducing a new flavor of Maggi, giving Snap deal coupons along with the pack, introducing a bigger pack, doing a television advertising campaign. Once they are finalized, you put them into a calendar stating when you will do what, keeping the target and budget in mind. Eventually, the calendar gets frozen and your targets get fixed, which you have to achieve, month after month. Now, you need to execute the activities by coordinating with various teams across the organization. Suppose you want to introduce chocolate variant of Maggi. You will need to speak with the product engineers in the factory and ask them to make those changes in the recipe. For new packaging, you will have to speak with the packaging team about the cost and time needed to make those changes. You might also need to speak with the regulatory team to ensure if the changes are allowed legally. Creative agency needs to be briefed on the changes you intend to do on the pack, maybe displaying all new chocolate Maggi. Designing of banners, mailers, racks, also needs to be done by the creative agency. If you intend to do a TV commercial, you need to coordinate with the production house and creative agency, who together would get you the commercial. You need to sync with the software team to ensure your website displays the new product, and the QR code is working. You also might want to incentivize distributors and retailers to push your product. For instance, giving them an incentive of 100 rupees on sale of every 50 packs. This is known as trade promotion, which might or might not be handled by the brand manager, depending on the company. Now, let's try to answer some critical questions about working as a brand manager. What is your top challenge? To keep innovating, trying new things, making mistakes and learning from them. Best brand managers want to be outside their comfort zone and not get worn out by the status quo. Also, it is challenging to get work done from various teams, like legal, creative, packaging, etc., given that none of them reports directly to you. Best brand managers know how to get the necessary work done by adhering to the timelines. What is the question you try to answer? Depending on the life cycle stage of the product, it might be, can I increase users? Or, how can I increase usage? However, in both cases, the key question remains, how can I increase sales of my brand? Some positive aspects of being a brand manager. 1. You directly impact the business by generating revenue for it. 2. The impact of your work can be seen and is easily measurable. 3. You get to learn about the work of all the different departments. Some probable negative aspects. 1. Your work depends on many people, and if anyone doesn't work or is on leave, your work is hampered. 2. high work pressure, because if anything goes wrong, revenue is directly impacted. What inspires you? 1. The responsibility of predicting or identifying the unmet needs of people, subsequently resulting in innovative products. 2. Your brand being displayed on the shelves of various shops, and millions of people buying and using it. What are the key things you should know? Knowledge on brand management principles, integrated marketing communications, and off-grid would be helpful. In terms of skills, you need to know basic Microsoft Excel, to analyze data, and PowerPoint, to picturize your thoughts on a screen. On a softer side, convincing and negotiating skills is a must. A basic understanding of various methods of market research, making project timelines and tracking the progress of the project would be helpful. What kind of attitude is the best? An attitude of getting things done, or making it happen, is very important. Proactiveness, creativity, observation, are some others which would be game changers. Now, the most important question. How do you know if you would be happy being a brand manager? You have to ask yourself, is the brand I am managing genuinely adding value in people's lives? Through its growth, would I be positively impacting more and more lives? If yes, you got the most important ingredient of success with you. The only way to do great work is to love what you do.